The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hello, and welcome back to your favorite podcast,
De-influence. Recording early.
We are.
8 a.m.
No, babe. We were supposed to start at 8 a.m. It is 9.
I know, but this is not when we usually record.
No, man. I'd like to be in bed still. You have been letting me sleep in at the lake house till like 7:45.
I know, but that is sleeping in.
That is sleeping in because you get up at 6:30.
Maybe we can start trading off because I slept until 8 and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best.
It's the best. Yeah.
It's hard to, it's
Here's
addicting.
The thing, like, I wouldn't mind trading off. You just pop up like a spring. And then like, and I'm more of like a slow riser. Like, and like when you get out of bed, it's like you're getting out of a cold plunge.
I know.
It's like, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to gracefully take my 10 minutes and just.
Do you not wake up with any cortisol at all?
None.
What?
0.
When you were on your grind, did you wake up with cortisol?
No.
What?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's like pumping through my veins.
No, I know. I can tell by the way you bounce. Yeah. So like if you don't want to do something, you can just tell me. I'll be like, okay, I'll get to it in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. You know?
Yeah. Like I have some mornings where I'll literally wake up at like 4 and just be like on high alert mode.
Oh no, never.
Like sometimes I even hear the alarm, like the door ding ding ding.
You have been hearing that a lot.
I know. And I'll like literally pop out of bed, unlock my safe.
Oh gosh.
I've only done that like once, unlocked my safe.
Or something better than Jordan walking around his underwear trying to protect our home. It's hilarious.
Don't worry. I don't have guns. I have throwing knives. Just for the people sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ninja stars.
Ninja stars. He actually has a bow and arrow. Yeah. So yeah, just, let me know next time. Okay. Sometimes if I have to be up at 6:30, like, it's funny that you say that. The thing that wakes me up in the middle of the night is I picture my kids coming up to me and saying, mommy, mommy. And then I wake up, I'm like,
oh, that's like so sweet.
Yeah.
I imagine like intruders.
Like our 8th sleep has been making that squealing noise because we didn't have water in it. And you probably don't know because you're not right next to it, but it literally reminds me of like a baby cry.
Yeah.
Like, mommy, that's exactly what it sounds like what I just did. And I picture when I wake up, I'm like, Stella.
Isn't it so funny how like probably both of these reactions are like biological? Like mine is like to protect.
Yeah, there's like a ninja in the home.
Yeah. And then yours is like so nurturing.
Ugh, so beautiful.
So beautiful. God's design.
God's design. What else has been going on with you?
Well, I thought we could start by talking about the Liver King.
What a fraud. What a scammer.
I have more of a heart for him than I feel like I expected to after the documentary. Was he on steroids? 1000%.
He admitted it, right?
Yeah. Did he lie about being on steroids? 1000%. But I thought that the documentary was so interesting. So why don't you explain the Liver King to someone who doesn't know the Liver King?
Yeah, I'm a big Liver King pro over here. I know a lot about this man. No, I actually had never heard of him. Jordan told me about him. But we watched this documentary. Is it on Netflix? HBO?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Google it.
No, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. His name is the Liver King.
Blew up on TikTok.
He has the most insane body. And when I say insane, I'm not like, oh yeah, he's like a hottie. I mean, it is like kind of gross how muscular this man is. Like every muscle is just protruding through his body with veins everywhere. He just looks like a walking piece of meat, Yeah. But he
claimed to have gotten that big.
Yes, he claimed to have gotten that way because he eats animal organs. He actually like hunts his own animals, eats like cow testicles. They call him the Liver King because he's known to eat raw liver like on camera. And he says that this is the way, like this is the way of life that led him to have this insane body. So people started adopting his way of life.
Ancestral living,
eating animal organs raw. And he kind of has this like lifestyle that he has 2 boys and his wife They all eat raw animal organs.
So then he started packaging like raw liver into pill format, selling this brand. And that's where he made like over $100 million by saying, hey, here's my lifestyle. Like he was a great spokesperson for this lifestyle of ancestral living. Live on land, hunt your own food, have strong bonds with your family, lift weights all the time, you know, all that kind of stuff. But then he basically became the spokesperson for his own brand. And everyone was like, all of the community, because the fitness communities like this, they're like natty or not. And so like natty means natural. And he was like, oh, I'm totally natty. And then emails leaked that he was spending like $12,000 a month on like human growth hormones.
Which
like
is a steroid?
Yeah, steroids. And so he was like, typically you can tell someone's on steroids when their abs, do you see his abs?
Yeah.
They're so like protruding from his stomach.
Yeah, it's unreal.
And then like the veins in his arms, like that's like always sure sign that you're on steroids.
Is there anyone that has like an insane body that is proven to not be on steroids?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, I don't think The Rock has said that he's not on steroids, but he for sure is on steroids. Like you can't get that mass. He also posts videos like of his workouts and it's like, he's not lifting that much.
He's like doing Pilates.
There's a couple guys at the gym that I go to that are just absolutely massive. And I am lifting more than they're lifting. Like they just kind of, you know, they prance around the gym, they take their little time, they do a little machine work, and then they're like done.
Men are so funny at the gym.
And it's because they're on steroids. Around. Because what steroids do is they pump your muscles. It's like puff, you know, it's not like real strength. It's like a puffiness, you know?
Yeah, but I do think you can get the abs and the look like without steroids, right?
Yeah, but just not as pronounced as he had it.
Yeah.
Like, so here's my frustration with the documentary. So he's famous on TikTok. You know, he blows up. He was never in your algorithm?
Never.
That makes sense. He was like all over
not
my
really
like
what I'm consuming.
You ask any guy and they were like, yeah, Liver King. But what's so frustrating to me about the documentary is it's clearly a hit piece on like what he did wrong, which is lied about steroids. But if you look at like how he came up, the documentary was really interesting because he was not good at creating content. He had a marketing agency for his company that came in and they were like, oh my gosh, you are the marketing. So you can watch like very early videos of him creating content and he's like, he has to do like 100 takes. He's like really bad at it. He's like not charismatic on camera. You know, he just does all these things naturally. Like he does this natural living. He's eating cow testicles or whatever. And so they come in and they're like, hey, we're going to make you the star. So they follow the algorithm and they just keep making him do more and more outrageous things. Like he's like in this like wolf like head outfit, like prancing around New York. And they just started to realize the more outrageous we make you, like the more that we're going to get views. And there's this part in the documentary where he's like, oh my gosh, that right up to the top was insane. He was like, it was like better than cocaine. And what he's talking about is the dopamine rush of becoming famous on the internet, right? So my frustration with the documentary is like all of these people who made him end up turning against him and are like, oh yeah, it's just terrible. Like we can't believe that we were hanging out and doing business with a liar. And it's like, look at him. Everyone knew he was on steroids. Who cares if he said no? Like everyone knows that he's on steroids.
I feel like they didn't know because they said that he worked harder than anyone they had ever met.
Yeah, true. But like, okay. And so that's my other point is like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for this, but who cares? Like he was a very good front leading person. Like his supplements probably benefited you to some degree. Like, I just don't really care that he was on steroids.
Ooh,
Am I wrong for that?
Yeah.
Why?
That's so wrong. Because like he lied about it over and over again. If you're like, hey, I don't want to answer the question or hey, like, but lying about it publicly and then claiming to have gotten a body because of your way of life. It's wrong. It's really wrong in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. If he was like, hey, I don't want to answer the question and just kind of let the viewer decide. But I think when you lie about it,
Yeah,
like,
I guess where I feel for him in the lies is like because they show the clips of when he lied. And to me, it's like he was pushed into this social media world and then he got trapped. And yes, he did lie, but then he couldn't get out of the lie. And he probably was like, he's like, what does this matter? Like, I'm just going to say no, like I'm not on steroids. But then he gets wrapped up in this thing, but then his team keeps pushing him and pushing him to be more and more famous. And then it all crumbles around him and everyone abandons him. Like,
and I get it, but like that was him not setting the boundaries with these people coming in.
I know, but like we've been in it.
I know.
It's so hard. Like I just feel for him from a like social media stardom standpoint of like having this machine behind you that's pushing you and it's like working and you're getting this dopamine rush and this drug. And then before you know it, like you don't know how to get out of it. I just feel for the human side of him, you know?
I know. I get it, but it sounds like sometimes those things happen and then these like big crashes happen. Like, you know, they call it rock bottom. And it's like the best thing that ever happened to you, even though it's actually it feels like they say it's the worst thing, but it's actually the best thing.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, it's probably a relief. Like he hit his rock bottom. He doesn't have all these people like worshiping him and he gets to just be the way that he wants to be now. But yeah, people get caught up. They get like lost in it.
And the thing about it is like they said that this is kind of the whole point of the haters in the documentary is they're like, man, it was a great message that just like the messenger just took it down. Like the ancestral living thing is like kind of cool.
Yeah, but I think that people want to follow someone that truly does it authentically and they want to see if it works for them because it's such an extreme way of living, you know? And it's like, do you know what I mean?
You know what it's very similar to?
What?
The Amish.
Oh.
I've been getting really into the Amish lately.
Yeah, Ellie was saying there's like a ton of research about Amish communities. Like they don't have cancer. They don't have like ADHD. They don't have like all these issues that us laymen have.
I know. I really kind of want to go to Pennsylvania and visit them. Would you ever be down for that?
Should we like try to be Amish for a week?
That would be so fun.
I feel like I was Amish for a week when I went to, or for a summer when I went to Africa.
Yeah, that's. Did you hunt?
No, but I watched people cut heads off of chicken to prepare for dinner.
True.
So I was in the vicinity.
I've been really trying to explore this ancestral living Amish thing. And you know what blows my mind is last night I ChatGPT'd what's the most humane way to kill a fish? Because I've been catching a lot of fish lately.
You did do this and it
Here's the craziest thing. This was the answer. The answer, I said, what is the best way to kill a fish after catching it? The agreed upon humane way by all fishermen. And it says, spiking the brain.
With a pick.
Yeah. It says percussive or ikejime, which I think is Japanese. And it basically says you insert a sharp spike or knife directly into the fish's brain.
That's not nice.
Isn't that crazy?
Then you told me about that YouTube channel, the other one.
Yeah. So there, I've been like, it's so funny because I'm like so into the outdoors lately. There's this YouTube channel called The Outdoor Boys. And basically it was this lawyer in Alaska.
I was going to say, goes fishing twice.
Yeah, no, it's so me. I already made that joke. I was like, I already made the joke. Moves into like luxury lake house community once, like thinks he can survive in Alaska. Like that's so me.
Just so y'all know, where we live, they fill the ponds with fish. Okay?
No, but listen, that's true.
Fill them with fish.
That's true. But I've also been fishing in the normal lake that they did not fill.
You know what? That is so true. I'm so proud of you.
I've actually caught more fish in the normal lake than the stocked ponds.
That's true, babe. I'm so proud of you.
True.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, don't be a hater.
Y'all know we are on a serious health and wellness journey in our house. We're getting rid of toxic products and welcoming ones that support a more holistic lifestyle so our family can grow and thrive. This doesn't just stop at the cleaning products or with what's in our fridge. We're making changes all the way down to what we wear. This is where cotton comes in. Cotton is a natural fiber that comes from the earth. It feels good on your skin by being gentle. It allows your skin to breathe, which makes it a great option for us with the Texas summer already upon us. It's also hypoallergenic, which makes me feel good as a mom knowing I'm putting the best fabric I could possibly choose on my kiddos and their sensitive skin. It's not just for summer though. We wear cotton every day because it's the comfiest, most natural fabric that you can get in so many different styles, like denim, corduroy, and flannel. Cotton is versatile, so you can wear it in any style, season, or occasion. Plus, it's long lasting. Cotton is durable, it's easy to wash and to care for, keeps its shape, and doesn't pill. Cotton is the fabric of our lives and make sure you're checking tags to ensure it's the fabric of your life too. Learn more at thefabricofourlives.com.
Summer is upon us, which means feeding our kids good, healthy food and keeping our pantry stocked with options is a top priority. A company we've loved for a long time that has made our lives 10 times easier when getting the kitchen ready for a healthy snack-filled summer is Thrive Market. If you've been listening to the podcast or follow Danny on Instagram, you know how much we love Thrive Market. Thrive Market helps us make sure we are eating the best we can without the stress and hassle of going to the grocery store. And with 3 kids, this is a major win for us. From nut-free snacks to high-protein bars and snack packs for lunchboxes, Thrive Market has you and your kids covered as you get back into the summertime of swing of things. They have everything from Smart Sweets candy to Annie's Cheddar Bunnies, Chomp Sticks, and so much more. You can even get non-toxic cleaning products. I love that Thrive Market only allows trusted, top-quality ingredients while restricting more than 1,000 harmful ingredients like artificial flavors, high fructose corn syrup, and more. They make it easy for me to get the right nutrition for our kids with the click of a button. Plus, you can use the Buy It Again feature and on-site filters to save time and easily get lunchbox staples and afternoon snacks delivered to your door. Not only do I save time shopping as a Thrive Market member, I also save money on every single grocery order. On average, I save over 30% each time. They even have a price match guarantee and a deals page that changes weekly. It's truly a one-stop shop for all my grocery needs. Skip the junk without overspending. Head over to thrivemarket.com/Danny to get 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift. That's thrivemarket.com/Danny. thrivemarket.com/Danny.
Guys, I'm so excited about this ad. Y'all know throughout my entire pregnancy, I could not stop raving about my Ritual prenatal vitamins. There's always so much more. There's always so much for expecting moms to think about while they're pregnant. The very last thing we should be worrying about is if your nutrient support is pregnancy safe. This is why I love Ritual. Ritual offers tailored nutrient support for key phases of pregnancy, from fertility support formulated to support conception outcomes to their essential prenatal and postnatal multis to support key nutrient needs before, during, and after pregnancy. Ritual has something for every mom. Their supplements are built with key nutrient levels to support a healthy pregnancy with essential prenatals, vegan, bioavailable, and clinically studied key nutrients. This includes methylated folate and nature-identical choline to support baby's neural tube development, omega-3 DHA for their brain and early vision development, support from mom to baby, and vitamin D to support fetal bone health. What I love the most about Ritual is each capsule features a delayed release designed to help make it gentle on an empty stomach. Plus, every bottle includes a citrus essence tab so you can enjoy taking your multis. When it comes to pregnancy support, you want products backed by research and transparency. Mom-founded Ritual puts in the work and shows you the proof. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/dinfluence. That's ritual.com/dinfluence for 25% off your first month.
And so, what was I saying? Oh, the outdoor boys. So it was this lawyer in Alaska who basically quit his job and was like, I'm just going to start creating YouTube videos about surviving in like the Alaskan tundra. And his kids are involved. He builds his own igloos. He survives for like 14 days in like negative 23 degree, temperatures and stuff like that. Anyway, he got so famous. And this is like a big deal. He had 14 million subscribers, just quits.
Like, what does he say?
He goes, hey guys, like I'm getting super overwhelmed. Like the amount of people contacting me, the amount of people coming up to me in public, like
He's like, I don't want to be famous.
He's like, it's really starting to affect like my marriage, like my life. And he makes the most baller social media move and pieces out.
He gets 14 million subs.
And he pieces out and now he has 15 million subs. Like, and now I'm watching all of his videos and I'm watching this guy like catch a fish and being like, son, go get the rock. And you grab a rock and you basically like hit the fish's brain. Are you gonna teach
Stratton how to do this?
Honestly, I'm scared to do this. Like I'm going to catch and release for like 3 more weeks. And I am scared to kill a fish.
Jordan catches a fish and he's like, let's put it back. Let's put it back.
Well, I like to maintain the ecosystem. It's just a sport for me. But yeah, I think I eventually need to get into like ikejime.
Well, that's only if you're going to eat the fish.
Yeah, and I'm going to like at the fillet knife. I'm going to
Jordan.
But the problem
not at our lake house.
But the problem
no, people are going to come over to me blood everywhere. Do fish have blood?
Yeah, and actually the best way to cook a fish is you're supposed to do the ikejime and then you're actually supposed to like slice I think it's like a vein or an artery and basically let them bleed out because it preserves the meat for longer. Hey, listen.
Here's the thing. I
didn't make the rules. And anyone out there eating fish, like don't come after me for PETA issues. This is how we like.
No, I mean, I'm
survive.
Sure the way we kill chickens and eat cows is way worse. So
it's way worse.
So let's maybe not talk about it. But yeah, I don't eat fish. Thank goodness.
Well, you might need to start doing it because it's how I'm going to provide for our family.
And it's how I'll get jacked like the Liver King.
Yeah, exactly.
I eat fish eyes.
Exactly.
And then I'll start selling fish eye supplements.
What if do you want me to keep telling you what I've been learning this week? Or would you like for it to go?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we can kind of rotate back and forth.
Yeah.
I've been really big on this Karen Reed documentary. And if y'all haven't watched it, it is on Hulu and Max. And man, oh man, this documentary. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of like a little bit of a Sherlock Holmes. Not a lot gets by me. You know, I know the truth behind a lot of these criminals.
Danny, here's the thing about Danny and serial killers, or just killers in general, is there's a whole industry around true crime, which is like, what is the conspiracy around this trial or this murder? Or is this person innocent? And 9 times out of 10, the internet is like, this person is totally innocent. And then you have the 1 out of 10, which is Danny, who's like, this mother effer totally did this. Like, if anyone remembers the podcast documentary series Serial, it was like the first, like, it just blew up the truth.
Adnan totally did it. He's so freaking guilty. It's not even funny.
Yeah. And so like Danny, I don't know why you can't see that it's possible that there's corruption in the legal system. Is it because you just truly believe in the legal system, the judicial system?
No, I believe that there's corruption in the legal system, but 100%. And I'm not even focused on the legal system. I'm looking at these crazies in the eyes.
That's the thing, is that you always think like, and it kind of makes me wonder about your crazy. Because what I feel like you're doing in your head is you're like, well, if I would have committed this murder, then I would have done this and I would have done this and I would have done this and I would have done exactly this and I would have done this. I see right through you, Mr. Killer.
No, I see through it because I'm like, yeah, if I would have been in that situation, and if I was crazy like you are, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is like, but
I relate to the crazy.
Yeah, but are you projecting?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not projecting. I'm not like I would have done that.
I think what I'm asking though is like you're projecting your crazy onto these people and then being like, yeah, this mother effer did it.
No, here's the thing. I look at these people's character from day one too. I don't look at just the incident. And so this Karen Reed girl, she honestly, I think what happened with her is I don't think she meant to kill him. I think that, let me actually just tell people what this documentary is about. I won't give any spoilers.
Because I actually haven't watched it.
You watched one episode with me because I made you. But long story short, Karen Reed is now in her second trial. Like currently, actually, there's like live date updates. Did you know that the trial is going on right now?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because her first trial ended in a hung jury. This is up in Boston. And Boston. Just up in Boston. And she was accused of killing her boyfriend, who was a Boston police officer, by backing up to him and hitting him in with her car and leaving him to die in the snow. Because this night in 2022, there was a blizzard. The whole thing that she claims is that she was framed by other Boston police officers that were kind of like were friends with him and part of the scene. Here's the thing though, like the reason why I think that Karen did it is she was like, they have footage of her. They went to a bar that night and she drank like almost like 10 drinks. Okay. So she's blackout like at this point. And she says she doesn't remember anything. But they fought a lot. They had a very like toxic relationship. I don't think she meant to kill him. I think she meant to hurt him with her car, but she was like blackout drunk and like did. And then the next morning kind of remembered bits and pieces. And here's another thing. The morning that it happened, she went out to, you know, quote unquote, look for him. They called the police because they find his body in the front lawn. And she is having a breakdown saying, she goes, I did it. I hit him. Like she was like kind of like admitting, you know? And here's the thing. This is where I get a lot of these people. If I truly would have been like, I saw my husband or I saw my boyfriend walk through the home of that house and he never came back out. So I drove off like she claims. The first thing I would have done when I found that body was I would have run into the house and said, what happened, you mother effers? You killed my boyfriend. Because she saw him. She claims that she saw him run through that house. She never did that. She never even like contacted them. All she did was say, oh my gosh, I hit him. Mm-hmm. And like, there's just so many things that I play out. I'm like, if this really did happen, she'd be accusing these people of doing it. She would have run up to the house and been like, what happened last night? Who did he get in a fight with? Why is he outside? Where is his, you know? And she never did any of that. So here's the thing. I think that there were some like things that were off with the case. Like I think that I think the way that like sometimes people, these lawyers or police officers get in their mind, like they know they are like, she did it and they know that she did it. So they like mess with the evidence and they just to get like a faster trial or like more, I don't know, like more info.
Yeah.
So I think that part was probably corrupt. But I mean, come on, if you would have found someone you love in the front lawn of their home, you wouldn't run up to the house and be like, I saw him enter the house. What did y'all do? She never even did that.
But she was drunk.
Not the morning after.
Oh, the morning after.
Jordan, you dropped me off at, I'm just making this up, Sarah's house. The next morning I'm out and you see me walk. Are the cops there? No, like the friends?
Yeah, when she came the next morning. Were the cops there already?
The friends or the actual police?
But either.
No, just I was out in the front yard just by myself, dead in front of Sarah's house. You saw me walk through Sarah's house, the front door. You got mad because I didn't turn around and say, Jordan, come on in. You're like, you know what? Screw her. I'm leaving. She'll find her own ride home. You go home, 5:30 in the morning. I'm not home yet. Oh my gosh, where's Danny? Come on, let's go search for her. You see me in the front yard lying there dead. You're not going to go and be like,
what happened?
What happened? The people that lived there.
It is weird that she was like, I hit him.
Yeah, she like admitted it because she was probably still a little drunk from the night before. And so, dude, this girl is so guilty. It's like not.
What does the internet think? Are we like.
Everybody, it's very like, I would say it's like 70-30, like 70% believe that she's innocent.
Yeah, like Claudia, you said, the toast.
Yep, Claudia thinks she's innocent. I know.
Well, Danny knows the truth about
I always know the
Adnan
truth.
and what's her name? What's this girl's name?
Karen Reed.
Karen Reed.
There's any other good like murder mystery documentaries
Isn't
that
it-
y'all want me to solve? Just leave it in the comments below. I will let you know the truth.
Isn't it crazy that like the true crime industry is just never going to end?
Well,
Because
so
it's like there's so many of these stories. It's like I don't even want to get invested in this Karen Reed thing because I'm like there'll be another one and then another one.
there is another one that I've been wanting to watch. I can't remember who it is, but it's interesting because the reason why this case blew up is do you know who Turtle Boy is?
No.
So
Should I?
I mean, you know who Liver King is. Why don't you know who Turtle Boy is? So Turtle Boy is he's like a big advocate for like true crime and like does like a podcast or maybe not a podcast, but he like helps with these cases. And with
like finding the truth in the
like
cases?
a true crime
I got it.
influencer essentially named Turtle Boy. And he's been able to help a lot of people like claim and find their innocence or claim their innocence. And so he got invested into the Karen Reed situation. And he's the one that made it like famous online.
Interesting.
This episode of De-Influence is brought to you by Huggies Little Snugglers. Huggies is the only leading brand with all-around blowout protection for sizes 1 and 2. All my parents out there know that there is nothing worse than a blowout. With 3 kids and a busy day-to-day life, we're no strangers to blowouts, and we need a diaper we can rely on. This is where Huggies comes in. They're a brand that you can trust to handle any baby blowout. You shouldn't have to live your life worrying about how you'll deal with the next inevitable blowout. Ease your blowout anxiety by switching to Huggies Little Snugglers. Huggies Little Snugglers are up to 100% leak-proof with blowout protection in the front and back on sizes 1 and 2, so you can feel confident relying on them for your little ones. Plus, Huggies knows baby's skin is super sensitive and prioritizes your baby's skin health, aiming to keep them clean and safe. Huggies Little Snugglers, now with blowout protection in every direction, sizes 1 and 2. Huggies, we got you, baby.
Y'all, I know I love decorating our home and office spaces, so I'm excited to tell you about this next ad. In the latest era of my life, my goals are more centered around things like home projects, and this is where Wayfair comes in. Whether it's sprucing up our podcast studio, adding functional furniture to Summer's nursery, or finding new outdoor furniture in time for summer, Wayfair is a game changer for these projects. Wayfair's huge selection of items makes it easy to find exactly what's right for you. I mean, seriously, there's something for every style in every home, no matter your space or budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your summer home projects with endless inspiration, whether you need a light refresh or an organizational overhaul. Wayfair's got you covered. Plus, they have free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff. They'll even help you set it up. Find all your home improvement must-haves from patio sets to light fixtures to faucets to hardware, all in one convenient place. It truly makes your summertime renovation projects a breeze. Shop a huge selection of outdoor furniture online. This summer, get outside with Wayfair. Head to wayfair.com right now. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home.
You guys, I'm so excited to tell you about this next brand. Y'all know I'm always on the look for new snacks and drinks that the kids and I can enjoy. Well, Simply Pop is our new go-to prebiotic soda. Simply Pop is for the fruit juice lovers with 6 grams of prebiotics to support gut health, zinc and vitamin C to support immune health, and no added sugar. It makes this drinkable treat an automatic favorite in our house. I personally love their citrus punch flavor. Simply Pop is a soda that I can feel good about my family drinking. It's refreshing, naturally flavored with juice, and non-GMO, which is a huge win in my book. Plus, it's the perfect poolside beverage. Our fridge will be stocked with all their fruity flavors because we can't get enough. For flavor that pops, De-Influence chooses Simply Pop. Go to cokeurl.com, that's COKEURL.com/simplypop to find out where you can try it. But here's the thing. This is what,
He believes that she's innocent.
Yes, but
Can I tell you one crazy thing?
Okay, but can I tell you why?
You tell me.
Can I tell you why he thinks she's innocent?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest red flags in the case was one of the wives married to one of the friends that was at the bar that night at 2:27 a.m. Googled how long before a body dies in the cold. Okay. So obviously when I heard that, I was like, this girl's husband did it. Why would you be Googling at 2:27 how long? She must have saw the body out in the front yard because she knows that her husband like beat this guy up. And but here's the thing. So Turtle Boy really latched on to that fact. And so everyone was like, of course Karen's innocent. Why would that Google happen? Well, in the trial, they bring in like an expert, a Google phone expert, all these experts. And this expert says what actually happens when you look up these searches, it will show the time that you pulled up a new tab. So let's just say that I open a new tab at 2:30 in the morning. So it shows that the first thing that she Googled was her son's or her kid's basketball schedule.
At 2:20 in the morning?
At 2:20 in the morning, because that's when they went to bed.
Okay.
They went to bed at like 2:30 in the morning, remember? Because people were out until like 1:45 too. So it makes sense before she got in bed and she was like, when is the schedule? And then the next thing she Googled at 2:27 was how long for body to die in the cold. So what the expert is saying is, no, she opened the tab and that shows the time that the tab was open. So then she gets on the stand and they're like, why did you Google that? And they're like, she's like, watch the tapes again at 5:30 in the morning when I go with Karen to look for John O'Keefe. We find his body and Karen yells at me, Google how long it takes for body to die in the cold.
Oh, interesting.
So she Googles it actually at 5:30 in the morning, but it shows 2:27 because that's when she opened the tab. So that's the damage that someone like Turtle Boy can do, because they latch onto these little facts that they're like, oh my gosh, she's innocent. But then you actually go through the case and it changes everything.
So interessante.
Yeah. So, I mean, once that was ruled out, I was like, there's also no motive for these people to kill him.
What's so crazy is it reminds me of there was this episode of Joe Rogan like 3 months ago. And it was like with the guy from the Innocence Project. I think it might have been a different organization, but basically like fighting for like unjust incarcerations. And so he had a like former inmate on that was wrongfully convicted, had just gotten out of jail, like quote unquote wrongfully convicted, just got out of jail. And he's in this interview. It's like a 3-hour interview. And you like learn about, his case and all this kind of stuff. 2 weeks later, goes out, murders someone, cuts off their head with like wearing like a blonde wig, and then like literally goes back to jail. And he was just on the largest podcast in all of America talking about like his innocence and wrongful convictions, and then turns around and like basically like commits a murder 2 weeks later.
And this guy was freed through the Innocence Project?
Not through the Innocence Project. It was just like, it was an episode all about like the justice system, wrongful convictions, et cetera. And he was like the figurehead for it. And then, gets out and then like kills someone. He's like, oh crap. Like,
yeah, I mean,
so it's all much more complicated probably than true crime makes it.
No, for sure. And here's the thing. Was there enough evidence to convict Karen Reed and to send her to prison? I don't know. I struggle with that, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But I still think she did it.
What do you think the fascination with true crime really is? Why? It's predominantly, I think it's a lot of females that are into true crime.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I think it's gotta be 90%.
So you're not into it like the same way I am?
We are into it if our wives drag us into a case, I would say, but I don't think that like Miles isn't coming to me and be like, dude, did you hear about the case? I'm like, what case? And he's like, Karen Reed, big deal. Like that's not happening. So what do you think is the psychology behind why you're so intrigued by true crime?
Maybe because us females are a little crazy and we can get into the minds of these crazies a little bit.
You think so? That would make sense.
I mean, like obviously like not
like you want to understand the emotional side of it. Right?
Yeah. And then I would say there's a part of me that's like let's make sure that we never get in a situation like that. A lot of it is like, let me watch something to make sure that I never do that. It's like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, let's never go to a bar with Boston police officers, drink 10 drinks and then drive home. Like, and it's like this, like all these like what ifs. And I think like, because of all those true crime documentaries, like that's why you have a lot of women switching from Uber to Alto, which is like a way safer version of riding places. Like I think women, like we don't necessarily feel like we can protect ourselves in all these situations. So we have to watch all this stuff to know how to protect ourselves to avoid those situations. It's kind of like just instilling the fear of God in ourselves.
Yeah, I guess where's the line between fear of God and just straight paranoia? Because like no, not you, but like if you have someone that's like a true crime junkie,
okay, like
does it create a state of kind of psychosis where it's like you walk around and all you're seeing is like situations that could happen, or I can't go into this bar, or I can't do this?
Yeah, but maybe that's a healthy way to be because these things happen. Like one time me and Shauna went shopping and then we took an Uber and the Uber driver offered me candy and I was like, oh, sweet baby. I was like,
she's like, no.
And they were like wrapped candies. And like, we were just coming home from like, it was like a Saturday brunch and we were all dressed up and I was like, oh my God, a Starburst on a Saturday? Absolutely. I was like, tip for this man. And Shauna's like, Danny, he's drugging us.
That's so her. That's so her.
But that stuff doesn't. And I was like, Shauna, it's a pink Starburst. Calm down. Like, and she's like, no, like this stuff happens. And, the same thing with like the parachute or not the parachute, sorry, the hot air balloon that when we were in Arizona, we were in Scottsdale for Ellie's birthday. Me and Ellie were like, let's go on hot air balloons. And all the girls start pulling up all these cases of people that died in hot air balloon, So, I think it's a form of control. Mm-hmm. It's a form of control when you feel like the world is so dangerous around you.
Yeah.
And it's like the one thing that I can control. So what I like to do is I like to just not research like, okay, before I had a unmedicated birth, like I wasn't reading the books about it. I wasn't like watching natural births. Like all these people were doing all these like breathing exercises. I was like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
See what happens. But that's just my personality.
Speaking of true crime, how about the new FBI director saying that Epstein did kill himself? It's a tough one. It's tough because...
Wait, so all of a sudden we believe the FBI?
Well, in theory, because it's a new administration, so everyone was like expecting Kosh. I think his name's Kosh Patel. Everyone was expecting for the Epstein files to come out, for it to be a cover up, because the camera's cut off. It was weird.
The camera's cut off the moment that he killed himself?
Yeah, the cameras were off. So
they cut off or they were off?
I don't remember, but they, and like no tapes.
You're telling me this is the most the biggest criminal ever, and they forget to turn the cameras on?
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. But they come out and they say, nope, clean, suicide. And everyone's like, this feels really weird. But I don't know. I thought we were supposed to trust Kosh.
Because Trump chose him?
Well, yeah, because it's a new administration.
Is it her
so like
a guy?
Huh?
Kosh's girl or
boy.
Oh.
Man.
Girl or boy. Oh, man.
And then they also, like, the other guy that broke the case was like this pretty hardcore Fox guy, Dan Bongino or something like that. And he's like, so basically the people that you would think would give us the conspiracy answers that we want are just like, yeah, it's a suicide. So now all of our heads are spinning.
Maybe we'll just never know.
It seemed fishy. The tapes were off. This is like the most wanted man in America.
Yeah, and they're like, I mean, if this was the most wanted man in America, they would have eyes on him 24/7. They would never leave him alone.
But maybe some secrets are just never meant to be told. So good. No, I really do. I think that like maybe they want to tell what the truth is, but like we can't handle the truth
You can't handle the truth.
of how deep it went.
I believe that.
I know.
And maybe we don't want to know.
Maybe we don't want to know. I'm getting to the point where I want to know less and less, if I'm being honest. I just don't. I just want to know less. Because you know the
Mr.
thing.
Eco-Jime.
Well, no, that's different. That's part of my Amish, my new Amish roots.
Okay.
No, you were never gonna figure it all out. So like, how much mental load am I spending trying to figure it out? Like I'll connect dots here and there. I'll make some theories, but also maybe it's just because I've been busy and I haven't been able to like really listen to my podcast. So check back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If I really care about figuring out the dark web and dark money.
Okay. Will do. Did you, okay. So let's start our podcast episode today.
We do this every time.
We do have a great show today. We have some crazy things, starting with things that make you go, On May 17th, 2025, the Mexican Navy training ship, I can't pronounce this one, Cuauhtemoc. Sorry, that was a tough one. Crashed into the underside of the Brooklyn Bridge, resulting in the deaths of 2 crew members and injuring at least 20 others. The ship, which was on a goodwill tour, lost power and drifted into the bridge, causing all 3 masts to snap. It's said that the ship was only going 6.9 miles per hour when it crashed into the bridge. The Cuauhtemoc arrived in New York on May 13th as part of a global goodwill tour. The vessel, which sailed for the first time in 1982, has been docked and welcoming visitors in recent days at the tourist-heavy South Street Seaport. It was bound for Iceland. Wow.
Saw the videos.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was like so slow moving that I'm just like, someone stop it. But like everyone was like, no one stopped it. Also, maybe I'm wrong, but wasn't it a sailboat?
Yeah.
I can't remember the video. So
it was a Mexican Navy training ship.
Okay.
The thing that was horrible, like it was literally out of like a movie nightmare scene where you had all these crew members, I guess, like hanging from the sails.
Yeah, it was
as,
like art,
like
artistic.
dancing and stuff. And they're just up there, like hooked into these things, like just bound for their death. It was horrible.
That's a very. Can I just ask the question? Why was it here?
Well, it had such good intentions with a goodwill tour, just bringing people together.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Mark Zuckerberg did his like whole rural America tour.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he did.
I can't imagine it.
Yeah. He was like, I really want to understand more of America. And he would go to like Iowa.
That's how you
and it was
sound
part
with
of his,
these Amish communities that you want to visit.
No. I'm not doing any goodwill. Like I want to be one of them. It's very different. Like I'm not looking to promote my goodwill. Like you need my goodwill. I'm like, hey, I want your goodwill. Like, can I be a part of you? That's different.
Where are the Amish communities? Pennsylvania, you said?
Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana. Those are the main ones.
I would be down to go.
I would too. I would love if anyone in this audience has an Amish family member that is on their, what's it called whenever they are able to explore the real world for.
Oh, I don't know what that is. They can take a break?
Let me tell you.
Like a sabbatical?
Yes.
Maybe like a Amish sabbatical.
No. What's it called? It is called the Roomspringa.
Oh.
Yeah, the Roomspringa is when the youth can begin dating and take part. Oh wait, sorry. No, that was me comparing Amish to Mormons. My bad. It is their exploration period before baptism. So it's where they're able to go and experience the like Western world. And apparently a lot of them end up coming back.
Wow.
Yeah, so they like go out and explore and then they come back. There's been a lot of movies that like mock this Roomspringa, where it's like Amish like in the real world for the first time, like learning technology. But a lot of them are like, no, like this isn't the way that I want.
I didn't know did this happen?
Also, can we just talk about this movie called The Village? Did you ever watch The Village?
No.
By M. Night Shyamalan?
No.
Oh my gosh. When you really think about the Amish and the Mennonite community, and then you realize this movie. So, okay. And this is a spoiler alert. So if you want to watch The Village, I'm sorry, but it's so good. You should still watch it. It was kind of his most genius movie because the whole movie was about these monsters in the woods. Okay. And like these little girls experiencing these monsters.
I've never heard of this.
Listen, and you think the whole movie that this movie's based in like the 1800s. Okay. Because the girls are dressed like really like prairie and all that kind of stuff. And it's all about this like community, like finding, you know, these monsters and their inability to escape and go out into the woods. Okay. And so all of the elders are like, never go out into the woods. The movie takes a huge twist because they end up getting past the woods from these monsters, and then a car drives by. And the whole movie is like a total mind F because it's about this like Amish community trying to make sure that people don't escape into the Western world.
What were the monsters?
The monsters were like dress up monsters that scared the children from never going into the woods to escape the Mennonite community.
So they scared them into.
Yes. And apparently, like
I gotta watch this.
I know, we gotta watch it tonight.
It's my kind of movie.
And I guess there's been like, because, you know, it's very similar to the LDS church where it's like I don't remember the frequency, but every once in a while they're able to like meet as a community and they're able to just say like, hey, we're going to like actually introduce power drills or hammers. And like they like kind of reassess like what they're willing to like let into.
The president of the church.
It's different because there's like the Amish, but then every Amish community is like sort of self-governing. Does that make sense? So they have like a general set of principles, but they really are, they raise their children based on this.
They're Christians though.
They're all Christians.
You know, it would be so interesting to talk to like an Amish woman and be like, what is the main sin that you struggle with?
Oh, that'd be so interesting.
And to see if it's the same as like maybe like within the Amish community, there's a lot of cheating, you know, because think about it. You don't have phones. You don't have a way to entertain yourself. So you're always just searching for the next high. So maybe the sins are actually just as hard, challenging.
They all basically have this kind of like, they follow this rule that governs the community called the Ordnung. The Ordnung. And it governs both their spiritual beliefs and their daily living. So it's what like says, hey, it's good practice to wear plain clothes with no bright colors, no technology, transportation will be horse and buggy, work and business. They like to limit, you know, their business on anything that requires advertising. So they have to interface with like the Western world as little as possible. They only educate their kids.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one? Like they can't use advertising. So wouldn't they have to interface with us?
So like, it's like, I think that what it's saying is like they're encouraged not to build big businesses that require a lot of advertising. So they're like more so selling like their meats and cheeses at like farmers markets.
Just to each other or to the Western world?
Both, I think, both.
Okay.
But they have to like have some sense of like income, although they're mostly like self-sustaining.
Okay.
And then they only educate their kids up to 8th grade. And then they start like getting them involved more in like work. So like, you know, females like after 8th grade will become more like.
Are they protected?
Family oriented.
By like the government?
I think so. That's why they migrated to the US because they were facing persecution from both Protestants and Catholics in Europe.
So do they pay taxes?
Do Amish pay taxes? I'm sure they do. Let's see. That's a great question. Yes, the Amish do pay taxes, but with notable exemptions and accommodations due to their religious beliefs. So they do pay federal income tax. They do pay state and local taxes. They do pay property taxes, sales tax.
I wonder how they
business
pay
type.
it if they don't use technology.
Well, I think that's why they have to have income, like dinero, money, to pay their taxes.
But what do they show up with cash?
Honestly, probably that's why we probably never overhauled the whole IRS payment system, because we're just trying to make way for the Amish.
What a way of life.
It's a crazy way of life.
I want to meet someone.
I know. I tried to find like good documentaries out about
But
the Amish.
they probably don't invite like the cameras.
Yeah.
They're not okay with it. So it's just like so secret.
I know. There's only 375,000 in the US, which is not a lot. It's a very small community. I heard the Florida Amish very good at volleyball, sand volleyball.
Really?
Like they will whoop you.
No, I believe that.
Yeah, they're like so into it.
Really?
Low tech, high intensity. They just, with their beards and their suspenders, they will just whoop you. My friend used to always go to Florida for the summer, and he was like, dude, the Amish are dominant at sand volleyball.
Yeah, because it's all they can do.
It's crazy.
How fun.
I know.
I wonder if they picked up pickleball.
Maybe. I mean, they're so good at woodworking. Those paddles are probably exceptional. They created.
Wow. Definitely something that makes you go, Next up, Trump administration targets deepfake takedown. President Trump recently signed the Take It Down Act, a new federal law criminalizes the creation and distribution of non-consensual intimate imagery, including AI-generated deepfakes, aiming to protect individuals from the misuse of explicit content. It mandates that online platforms remove flagged material within 48 hours and take steps to eliminate duplicates. Violators face fines and possible prison time. The bill receives strong bipartisan support, co-sponsored by Senators Ted Cruz and Amy Klobuchar, with advocacy from First Lady Melania Trump. This legislation reflects growing concern over the harmful use of AI and contributes to a broader legal trend addressing the misuse of explicit digital content. These deepfakes have impacted celebrities like Scarlett Johansson, Kylie Jenner, and Taylor Swift, as well as contributed to scams and fraud. Thoughts on this? You think it'll be effective?
So this is basically outlawing deepfakes.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this kind of like telling me I can't download music on LimeWire? It's
Well,
like, how are you going to police this?
It says criminalizes the creation and distribution of non-consensual intimate imagery.
It might slow it down, but like any 16-year-old can create these things. Like, how are you going to do this? Like,
well, didn't they end up like showing up at people's houses that downloaded LimeWire and taking them to jail?
No, that was all of our greatest fear.
I feel like I watched a documentary about it when I was like in high school.
Yeah.
Or like a news segment.
I mean, it's like, I just don't understand how you're going to police this. Like, genie's out of the bottle, guys. Like, you're better off creating a technology where you can identify a deep fake and say like, this isn't real, than trying to get people to stop doing it.
And they even have like teachers nowadays, like can submit the like essays and it will tell you like how much of it is AI.
I know, but I think we're going to beat that too. I think there's no stopping this genie. Like it's not going out of the bottle.
It's kind of scary.
Do you think that Trump was offended by his Trump Pope thing? Like that's why all this went down?
Wait, that's so funny that Trump actually did it himself.
Babe, yeah, Trump has pretty great deep fakes. I mean, people deep fake him a lot.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just don't think you can put the genie back in the bottle.
I agree with that.
But the M dash is the longer one, right? So there's like dash and then there's like M dash. And it's like the longer one, and ChatGPT for whatever reason only uses the M dash. So then when people are copying and pasting answers, if it has an M dash, it's like a dead giveaway that it's from ChatGPT.
There's a friend of mine that I know that was like answering an email.
Oh, I know this.
And copy and pasted a ChatGPT response and forgot to take out the part that was like, is this response like good enough for you, or would you like to hear like 2 other versions?
Yeah.
And like accidentally sent that in the email too.
It's so bad.
That to me is like not that embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, we're all just, I feel like we're all just getting lazier and lazier.
I don't know. I don't consider myself getting lazier. I'm just getting more curious.
Yeah, I have noticed that my spelling, I just like I degaff. Like I don't care at all anymore. I'm like, it'll know what I mean. I'm like, yeah, I spelled.
Oh, with the ChatGPT or like when you're communicating with people?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to not carry it over. Like I think that the culmination of me texting while walking and just misspelling things, and I'll be like, whatever, they'll figure it out. What I mean.
It's not a misspelling. I feel like it's a typo.
Yes, but so many typos are happening that I'm actually forgetting how to actually spell the words, if that makes sense. Like I have texted when I text the name Devin in any of my text messages, I use it with an O.
But it's an I.
It's an I. And everyone's just mutually accepted it. And if I were to write that out, I sometimes I'm like, do I actually know how to spell your name? And there's several words that are like that. Presence.
P-R-E-S.
Presence, I'm done. Like, don't even ask me how to spell it. I'm like, I have my way and I have the real way. My way, figure it out. Like, presence is tough.
You know what word I can never spell? License.
That one's hard too.
That one is a really hard word.
Yeah.
Like license, it's one of those words I've tried so many times to learn. And then I'm like, is it the C or the S?
And you know what's so crazy about this is like when I first met you and your dad would text, he would misspell like everything. And I'd be like, this guy can't spell.
No, he really can't.
No, but listen, what I'm realizing is that this is just how it happens. You just stop caring as you get older. So by the time you're 50, you're like, yeah, I just whatever. Like presence is PRIS, pre-science. That's how I always want to spell it.
Pre-science?
Yeah, presence. I always want to say, oh yeah, it's like pre-science.
But that's not how it is.
That's not how it is. And then like the addition of the autocorrect, sometimes the autocorrect in iMessage corrects it to not what I'm actually saying, you know? And so then, yeah, it's like
I'm going to give you 3
cursive and spelling out the window.
I'm
going to
give you 5 words that I want you to spell that are kind of tricky.
Don't do this.
Okay.
Okay, I can do this.
Conscience. I can't even say it. Conscience.
See, this is what I want to do. Conch science.
Wait, that might be right.
Yeah, I
actually have to
not,
look up how to spell it.
CONS.
I can't even spell
CIOUS.
Say it again.
Oh, babe, I think I had it. CONSCIOUS.
That is so good. I can't
Did
even.
I do it?
Yeah, just so you know, it's pronounced conscious. Conscious. That is a hard word.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Privilege.
PRIVEL. Wait, no, sorry. PER.
Nope.
PRE.
Nope.
VIL.
Wrong. Okay. This one always gets me. Embarrass.
That's not hard. EMBARASS.
You got it wrong.
Wait. I need to visualize this on a board.
It is harder than you think.
If I write it, I think I can do it.
Okay, then write it.
Okay.
With your finger into the sofa.
Okay. EMBAR. Right? A.
No, it's hard. I told you, embarrass is a hard word to spell.
Wait, what's after
There's
the R?
2 R's and 2 S's.
Bull crap. See, honestly, everyone listening to this podcast probably thinks we're dumb, but I want you guys to do.
Common.
I want you guys to do this exercise without your iPhone or without ChatGPT or without any autocorrect. It is harder than you think.
I have one more for you.
Do you know the last time I wrote something on a piece of paper?
Okay, like I have one more for you. Separate.
SEPARATE.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
It's hard.
We have to be getting smarter in a lot of ways and just totally dumber in other ways.
But there's a lot.
But are the ways that we are getting dumber even relevant?
Babe, I just don't care. I just don't care.
I know. This is what I'm saying though. This is what happens to adults.
No, I care that I am aware of what's going on in the world. I care that I'm progressing in some way, but like,
what ways do you want to be progressing lately? I'm just curious, like what?
I started running yesterday on the treadmill.
I know. I'm glad you're back into that. I feel like it's really good for mental health.
Yeah, so I'm starting to run again. Let me just say, when I'm starting to run again, I ran for 3 minutes straight and then walked for a minute. 3 minutes straight, walked for a minute, and did it for 10 minutes. When I was working out with Catherine, and she was like, "When I first met you, Catherine is a trainer that I met at Equinox a long time ago, and I ran into her on the Katy Trail, and she's like a fitness instructor of like 20 years or something. I don't know, I just made that up, but long time. And she was like, Danny, I ran into you in the Katy Trail, and you invited me to run with you." And she was like, "You were so fast. You were talking the entire time." She was like, I could barely keep up with you. And like, I remember that day, and that was just like an average Tuesday, just running my 6 miles. And now I can't even run 10 minutes. It hurts.
Babe, you had 3 children. Give yourself some grace.
No, I know, but
you're
like,
going to rebuild.
I know. But that was like one thing. It's kind of like headstands. Like headstands I'm really good at, and I've always been really good at them. And typically like the world is not very good at them. Like running was always my thing that like, I know that I'm better at it than you, you know? Like,
yeah, I can't run 10 minutes.
No.
I'd die.
No, but like back then it was just like this. I was like, I've always been really good at it. Now I'm not. It's okay. I'm good in other ways.
Yeah, you're great.
I'm a kick-ass mother.
And you're going to rebuild. You're going to rebuild. What about, what else is like, what gets you, what do you like look forward to in a day-to-day right now?
Well, I have a lot of home projects. I really want to figure out how to, like there's chunks of our walls missing. You notice that? There's just a lot of chunks of our walls missing, like, because maybe like a kid hit it with like a car toy.
Oh, yeah.
Or toy car, or like, you know, that section in our room where when we pick up the chair we always nick it. It's drywall missing. I want to figure out how to like drywall. It's
so weird. It's like I'm wanting to learn how to cook and you're wanting to learn how to repair a drywall.
Yeah, drywall.
And
I've had a lot of, because I feel very overwhelmed when I have like a lot of clutter in my house. So I've been doing little organizing projects. Like I organized all of our tools yesterday. Yeah. So I organized the toolbox. I put everything back. I took off all the screws of our locks. I need to fix like our shower handle. I need to like just like little home projects.
Those like you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm excited. I get to do this today.
Yeah. Like I really want to deep clean our drawers. Like I don't feel like in our kitchen, when you open the drawers, there's like syrup and stuff in there.
Totally.
And like I really want to like one day go through the drawers, clean all of that out, like get rid of some of those utensils that we're not using.
Yeah.
I hate like clutter, you know?
Yeah.
But I obviously noticed like that vanity in our bedroom that's like now the cabinet door is hanging off the hinges. I just noticed our house. I think we've lived in our house like 5 years now, and I'm noticing some wear and tear.
Yeah.
You know?
You see that crack on the wall right there?
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that.
That might be signs of something bigger. Figure it out later. And they make you happy.
So happy. You don't even
Same.
understand.
Like my happy is like I love to go on my walk around the lake and like make all my phone calls. Like that's what I look forward to. And if you get in the way of that, I get really like, I don't want to be doing this. I want to be
doing that.
I want to be doing that. And
that's how I feel about like organizing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be doing that. Like I need to do this. And it's so therapeutic because I listen to a podcast.
Totally.
And I'm using my hands. I'm a very like, I like to use my hands type of gal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to be tip-tapping on the computer too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I have started ordering things. Like I ordered all of our rugs off the computer, and I was like,
you're like, this machine
like, this machine's
pretty
amazing.
incredible.
Like, where'd you get one of these things? So I've been using my computer about once a day. Usually I'm not a computer gal.
Yeah.
What do you want to work on? Just cooking?
I want to learn to cook. Been getting pretty good at
Can I just say,
steaks.
Can we back up a second?
Yeah.
I've realized that the more that you've gotten into cooking, how good at cooking I am.
What? It's that bad?
But no, not
Oh.
just like, because
Both
you'll
can be
be like,
true.
how do you do it? And I'll be like, oh, I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like you brought that asparagus and immediately in my head, I'm like, listen, what you got to do is grease it with some olive oil, wrap it in bacon.
Yeah.
When it comes out, drizzle some of that feta cheese on there with balsamic vinaigrette. And I'm like, you got yourself a really great little bouquet of asparagus. And I was like, Danny, are you amazing at cooking? Like, and I was like, why don't I just do it? And I was like, ugh, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah.
But like, I can tell you the things that go together. Like that asparagus, literally, babe, it's so easy. You roast them in the oven, put olive oil, salt and pepper, put a thing of bacon around it. Oh my God, they're delicious.
Should we go cook lunch right now?
But see, I just don't.
You don't
like I'd rather clean
it.
my cabinets.
Yeah.
Like I don't care enough. And I'm like, somebody else can do that.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I think the reason I'm more inclined to cook is like, I really like having people over to our lake house and like cooking for them.
Yeah, see, that's so sweet. I love that you have that heart. You know why? Because you're a one wing too. You're a servant at heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm selfish.
That's true. You still haven't given me the anniversary letter.
It's next to my bed, and
I know, and it's in here. It's in my head, and I'm remembering it, and I think about it maybe once a day.
Oh Lord!
So just remember.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if you remember this weekend.
The threat.
Let's see if you remember. Okay. Good times. Good times on the old internet.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Make sure you check us out on TikTok and the Instagram. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.